What is going on YouTube? Wes Reno here, just bringing you a quick video on my thoughts about the Slate Raven MTI. I've had it for a few days now. I've been playing around with it. As you could hear, I was just playing around with a session here, checking some things out, and quite the device. What it basically is, in case anybody is wondering, there is nothing in this. It is a computer monitor. As many of you may have seen the videos that Steven Slate has made, or any of the Slate people, you think that it's a machine. It is not. It is actually just a touchscreen monitor. What separates it from being a regular monitor is all these fancy buttons in your toolbars. But these are not part of the monitor. They're actually installed into your Mac. It's just a program that overlays on the top of your sessions, and so let's get right in here. One thing that sets it apart is these fine faders. This is the Raven hybrid mixer. You can hit a button over here that will show you just the regular Pro Tools mixer, but when it's in hybrid you can have these fine faders activated, which move 1/10 of a decibel, which comes in handy for those fine-tuning adjustments you would like to make. Because we all know, going back to the regular Pro Tools mixer, trying to make a small adjustment on this, it jumps all over the place. Even with your mouse, even with your trackpad, doesn't matter. But with the fine faders, that problem is no longer an issue. Fantastic. So you can see this little suspend group button is flashing. Well, the reason for that is simply when we'll shut the faders off. I have my drums separated by drums and cymbals. I use two different plugins. Well, two of the same plugin. The first one being just the drums. I like to have them separated. Another handy feature is this little close plugin button, so you don't have to try to touch that little tiny circle in the left corner there. And this one here, that kick drum is actually not there. This is just the drum kit from Hell Cymbals, and this is Superior Drummer 2, in case I didn't say that. But anyway, I split it up here, so I have my just my cymbal tracks, and they're separated with the suspend group is on. When I turn this off, my groups move again. So that's a handy little feature in case you forget that your group is on, you go to make an adjustment, and you end up moving your entire group. So that was pretty cool, I thought. Creating a group, we'll just hit Command and swipe across some tracks here. And we're just going to hit Create Group. So that was pretty cool. I have some buttons here. Bring up, whoop, we got to be in the edit version for that. The MIDI edit window comes up. You can swipe across with your fingers. Scroll up and down, left and right. I prefer to use the trackpad myself. It's just it's more accurate in my opinion, and I don't want to wipe across the screen all day. You open and close your tracks list, and you can set these buttons to anything you want. You just hold it down, little menu comes up. You can go to quick list, pick one of theirs that they made for you, like we'll just say add default EQ to next track, but we'll cancel that. You can actually put in your own key commands, like if I wanted to make a new stereo audio track, Command Shift N. Then we're going to hit another key command, would be Command right arrow. That'll turn it from mono to stereo. And we'll just hit confirm. Now when we hit that, there's our new stereo audio track. I am actually going to reset that button. I'm leaving it clear just to try to figure out what I want to put there. I already have that button over here somewhere. Import audio. I just made some buttons to make the workflow a little bit easier. Import MIDI, that one was. Import session data, bringing some tracks in. You got your slip and grid buttons over here. You can customize the toolbar. Hit this button, drag things in and out. Just put them where you want them. This is a floating window. If you get out of the customize, it's the actual floating toolbar, which you can customize too. You can put some buttons in there. Actually, we'll make it a little bigger. There you go. And then when you close that, there's your floating toolbar. If you actually minimize the rack, you can still have your floating toolbar with a full screen, so that's pretty cool, and bring your rack back and then get rid of your floating toolbar. It's pretty neat. has a floating mixer. There's like 4 mixers in here, basically. You got the Raven hybrid mixer of Pro Tools, the Pro Tools mixer, your floating mixer, and then an actual external mixer that is just the Raven mixer. So a lot of options. I'm still getting used to touching it, and I do have a light on above here, so it's messing with it. My thoughts on it: fantastic. It cuts down some of the tedious things that we have to do. You can program those buttons for up to, I think they said, 1,000 key commands. So you could basically, if you wanted to write down 1,000 steps of your project and then open a new project and just hit that one button, I mean, you could program a day's work in there, basically. Not that that would be practical, but my impression on this is that it's going to be, once we get to know it a little better, or I get to know it a little better, it will cut down some of the tedious tasks that we have to go through to do music production. The key thing, those faders, though, like, let me turn that mixer off. 1/10 of a decibel. I mean, that's awesome for fine tuning. I love that. That's a cool feature. Being able to touch and activate, just we'll throw the EQ or whatever that is. No, that's the isotope zone. It was going to be an EQ, but I slipped. So, just throwing a plugin on there. Actually, let me open that again. You can make adjustments on your plugins just by hitting the buttons. You know, we got the EQ here. We'll just, whoop. I'll use my pen for that because it's smaller. And it's giving me an attitude. There you go. I'm still getting used to it. It's still a little touchy, but we can draw automation with this. You can hit pretty much all the buttons. I mean, the little circle in the corner, I mean, you can do it. It's easier just to hit the close plugin button. There's some things that are a pain to touch. I mean, not everything is programmed for touch-sensitive screens. Like Pro Tools initially wasn't made to be a touch program. So, I mean, you know, Pro Tools users aren't using that on an iPad. Pretty cool though. As you heard when we were coming into this video here, I had a track going here. It's just something I was playing around with. This track has actually already been finished, but this is a raw session of it, another copy. Wanted to show you some things. I mean, you can take some audio and move it all around wherever you want to put it. You can do fades, you can do edits. Like I said, you can do automation. The undo button is handy. You can swipe across. Oh, when you grab it in the right area anyway. I have it set to heal, but consolidate, do it with just a touch of a button. Do that. I also have this on the left here. You can see the transient separate. It's the purple button. That's for like if you had, I mean, my drums in here are MIDI based, so I don't have the actual wave files bounced down in this session in particular, but say your kick drum was out of alignment, you can just hit this button and it will split every kick drum at the transients, and you can have it locked to the grid if you have it set right. I think I programmed, or I'm using their program of this in particular button that actually splits it, quantizes it, fades all the kicks so they sound right, and then bounces it or consolidates it after. I believe that's how I had it set up. I did it a few times already. It works awesome. Instead of doing all the key commands, actually tabbing to transient, splitting everything manually, you can just hit that one button, it's done. So that takes, like, you know, if you got a 3-minute song, that could be like 20 minutes of work right there. You just hit the button, it's like 20 seconds of work, not even. So it's handy. Some other stuff, just, you know, transport window, time operation window. You can actually click on these to change settings. Not click on them, but you can actually change the settings by touching it. So that's pretty cool. I don't know. First impressions, great device. It's going to be fun to check out all the things that it can do, and I will post some more videos on this as I move along and learn more things about it, and throw some stuff in the comments. You want to see how to do something? Let me know. I will post a video on it. And that's pretty much it for today. I will leave you with a little clip, and rock on.